What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and this video is about, was Kanan always a lost cause? Now, we know that his mom was in that street life, and he was growing up with her as his main influence in his life, as well as other men that she had in his life. But does that mean that everybody that grows up in that situation is a lost cause to be in a part of the streets or a drug dealer? I'm gonna break it down. Before I do, if you're new, please subscribe, hit that bell, bang that like, share. Let's get into it. Now, when we first see Power raising Kanan, he's getting beat down in the park by these two kids. They whooping him, they taking his money. He's feeling a little beat down, but he wasn't a quitter until they beat him to the point where he knew he wasn't going to be able to do nothing with it, and he ended up running home. Now, once he got home, I mean, his mom and her boyfriend is cooking up, bagging up dope right there, right on the kitchen table where he eat dinner. And it seemed like it was nonchalant, nothing new. Now, she went up there, and we know that he even said every kid ain't cut out for this area. And she said, yeah, mine is. So she was determined to make him tough. Now, it's one thing to not have your son be a punk, but she put the batteries in the sock, went with him to make sure that he beat these kids and said, hey, you ain't got nowhere to run from me, so you better go ahead and handle it. And reluctantly, he went on over there. She made sure that he handled it, and he had that little look in his eyes, and first thing you know, he swung, hit the dude in the mouth with the batteries, knocked him teeth out damn near. And it seemed that he enjoyed having his name ring out in the streets and everybody respect him for not taking no crap, coming back and laying people out. And she had no problem with it. She ain't do nothing but smoke a square the whole time while her son is beating the hell out of kids as revenge. Now we see later in high school, she's trying to get him into a better school, into a better opportunity, but he's already spent his whole life on the south side of Jamaica, Queens, growing up, hitting people in the face with batteries, growing up in the hood, having hood friends, doing hood things. Maybe it is to a point where he could be saved, but he was reluctant to do it. We saw later that it was some people busting shots while they was at the diner, which also put fuel in his fire to want to be a part of the organization. He later came home and told her, I know what's going on. I know what you all are talking about. I know the code. I want to be a part of this. And so she's trying to tell him, no, it's a better way for you. I want you to go to school. If you make it, then we all make it. But it's already a little too late. He already had implied that he could have been at his grandma's house if that's what you truly felt, which is true. Now, we see she wanted her son by her side, which most parents would want. But if you're living that life, that might not have been the best choice. It wasn't really over for him, I don't think, until after he committed that first murder, Buck 20. Now, we know that Buck 20 was dating this girl that he had a crush on since first grade. Now he feels Buck 20 then bust the shots at his mom in the car. Now he's on his mom's corners, disrespecting the family business. It's time for him to take matters into his own hands and show that he's about that life. Now he stepped to them and he shot Buck 20 along with his boy, and he didn't know who shot him or whatever the case. Chances are they probably both put a slug in him, but that ain't the point. He got up close and personal with Buck 20 and saw death in the face, and he wasn't shook. He looked it, and yeah, he was shook in the sense of it was a new experience, but it wasn't that he decided he wanted to get out of the hood, because when she had the family meeting and talking to him, he was upset because he was saying, I was taking a stand for you. I had your back. And she was saying, you don't know what you're doing. I gave him that corner. You don't know the business. You took that boy's life for no reason. He didn't have remorse. He stood up and said, hey, look, this is my destiny, pretty much. If you wanted me out of here, you could have sent me to my grandma's a long time ago. I mean, he was still wearing the blood of the kid on his shirt. He didn't even have enough sense to take it off. He wasn't even spooked by it. She told him to go upstairs like a kid. He didn't want to, but he did respect her. But when he came back down, she said, it's already a little too soon for that right now. You need to go ahead, take the garbage out, and just stay out my face for a minute. So like a good son, still respecting his mother, he did take that out. Not either one of them realizing that retaliation was in store. You just killed this kid, and they came, did the drive-by on him, and now they know, the streets know he had something to do with it. And even though mom got surgical with that steel and bust off a couple shots at that car, they still turned that car into Swiss cheese, trying to make an example out of Kanan for killing Buck 20. And so it seems that even now the crooked cop Omar Epps knows that the streets is talking and that Kanan had something to do with it. He even said looked like baby boy balls done dropped, meaning looked like he now officially a part of the business. He done growed up now. He done growed up. And so she's trying to cover it up, saying it was the wrong house, this, that, and the other. And that's just to stay off record. We later see when she had the meeting with Unique that he was saying, hey, that Buck 20, even though you gave me this money, ain't gonna change nothing, and we gonna have questions that we don't want to be asked in this business. The streets gonna want some blood, you know. And so she's trying to calm it down and get Kanan off the table, but now it's too late. So she was telling him originally she was gonna take him to grandma's, but even the brothers told her ain't no escalator gonna save him. And that's why she had that long stare at him while he was sleeping in the bed like a little baby, and it's still his little cartoon bed sheets. And so she takes him and breaks it down to him, ask him what did he really do with that test, what is he really trying to do with this game. And so he let her know he threw the test. She realized he's about to be a part of this street life. And as a mother wanting to protect him, she put the gun in his hand, let him know you got this bullet out there now. It's always going to be coming for you, because when these streets, you live by the gun, you die by the gun. And it seemed that he wasn't a lost cause at first, but after catching that body, he seemed to like holding that gun when she was teaching him. And I think she realized that as much as she wanted to keep him from the streets, she should have did that when he got beat up in the park. That was the moment that she could have turned and saved him from that life. By putting the batteries in his back and his hand, that was the turning point right there. And I think that's part of the reason they showed that scene as well, because that's the turning point. He said his name ain't stopped ringing in the streets since then, meaning he had a mental shift. He was now no longer the innocent boy that was mama's little baby, and now he was starting to become Kanan, and he was a beast in the making. And it seemed that although you don't give up on your kids, and yeah, some people can be troubled youth and teenagers and still make a change and become something totally different as an adult, as long as she was going to be in the business and a part of his life, he probably never would be able to make that shift, because he had so much love for his mama and respect for what she was doing and a part of the business, that he was going to always want to be a part of it, always want to follow it. And she had to probably give up on the dream of him trying to go and take that test and be a part of the school, especially after he failed the test on purpose. What can you do? Sometimes you can't want more for somebody than they want for themselves. You can't realize more for somebody than they're going to realize for themselves. And she set a bad example with all the flashy cars, jewelry, money in his pocket, all of the other sexy aspects of the business sat in front of him damn near his whole life. It was a little too late for her to try to change his perspective on going to school, getting to be a CEO and all of those things. And I think that's the main reason why she kind of put the gun in his hand. In a way, she did give up, but it's because she realized it was too late in his situation, because he was going to always follow behind her. It was either she do that or she would have to leave and be removed from his life. And going to grandma's house ain't far enough of a distance for him to not be removed, because he probably would try to continue doing the same type of behavior there. And so, yeah, it was important. And as a result, never give up on your kids. But at the same time, she was in a bad situation. It's all caused by her. She was putting him in that situation of beating the kids with the batteries. She was the drug dealer. She influenced him the most. So at the same time, she kind of started it and she didn't finish it at the point where she could have. She let it go too far. And the only way she could actually have got him into school is if she got out the game, I believe. And she changed her life along with him changing his. And they both went back to school and they both changed their life together. I think that would have been the type of example that he would have needed in order to follow what she wanted him to do, which is be a better person, go to school, be a CEO or whatever. As long as she was living that life, he would never do it. And that's a problem and a dilemma that she probably gonna have to always deal with. In the end, y'all let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. I appreciate y'all's support, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Peace. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit that like, subscribe, bang that bell, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.